And I am sure that we have all the some, I have also have questions to ask. So we open the session for questions and answers. And please raise your hands, whoever, yeah.
Thank you very much, Professor Bali. It is indeed a wonderful presentation which can serve, I would say, billions of people. But I have a question. You see, genetically modified foods processing, including the growing in the agricultural land, there is a reason behind it, and this reason is valid. The simple reason is the simple reason is 100 years back.
You're hitting the nail.
Yeah, thank you. So the simple reason is, let's say, imagine 100 years back, what is the total population of this planet?
Yes.
1,000 years back, what was the total population of this planet?
Yes.
Today,
yes.
What is the population of this planet? So if we see the trend, it is, I would say, more than exponentially growing living entity as a human being. Now, how to feed those people? This is a real challenge. And we have limited agricultural land, as you correctly mentioned. We have limited, very limited reusable water, which is the life of the every living entity. So where to balance? That is the reason science. On the other hand, it gives people at least to feed.
Yeah, I understand the question. In fact, I worked in the DuPont company for 5 years, and this is the premise on which they keep harping. But the real point is that it is not going to solve our problem. It's not solving our problem because we are not going to be able to produce, because this genetically modified organisms, production of food is not consistent. Let me put it that way. So for 1 or 2 years, the whole technology works, and after that it breaks away because the genetically modified plants or animals are not stable, because they are unstable. So every 1 or 2 years, you have to be on the run to produce something better, just like iPhone 10, iPhone 12, iPhone 13. That's the economic model they are dealing with, and they are happy. These food culture, food practices, and food scientists, they are happy because they are in business. They are in business because they are patenting the GM products and then making money like that. So, but the problem, the solution is not there, basically, because even if you have GM foods, it's not going to feed the whole planet. So we need to find natural solutions. So I know we are ballooning population. So we have to find other way. You start doing things such that the least amount of natural sources being used and produce maximum amount of efficient food. And that's what the millets fit the bill. That means even in Dubai, even in Sharjah, I can make this food produced for that number of people, because there is enough land. Only we have to figure out how to make it a regenerative thing. So with little amount of cocoa peat and very little amount of water, we can actually start producing food for all the Gulf area people. And these kinds of experiments are required, which I have done whatever little in the last 25 years. And this exposure. So now imagine in Canada, they have maple trees. They are all being wasted. And maple trees can provide, the maple trees in Canada alone can give sweet for America and Canada. So that's it. And now come to Indonesia and Malaysia. The palm trees that are there even now, after devastation, whatever devastation they have done, can supply the whole China and India the sweet production, sweet demand. So like that, we have to find sustainable, already present, and the nature which actually protects and keeps giving you. In fact, I have planted 80,000 of this fishtail palm in the last 4 months in near Telangana, where there is almost no rain, actually. Very little rain you get. But now we have 80,000 of this in a matter of another 3-4 years. Each plant gives me 20 kilos of palm sugar every day for 4 months. Imagine the huge amount of wonderful sugar that I have created without any natural resources being consumed. You see, and that's how the millets fit the bill, because I have calculated and told you, 1 year production of rice, I can sustain for 30 years. What it means is that if I can produce for 1 billion people with the same consumption of water, I can produce food for 30 billion people. And we have land, because this land is freely available, which we are not using. It is just being wasted. So any part of the planet, we can start producing this food. So with the increasing technologies, we are actually making things worse. But with the increasing technologies, we can make our life easy, very easy. So even the roadside can be food producing area for you, which we are wasting all over the world. So these are the kinds of fine tuning that we have to do. And in fact, I have calculated just Indian consumption of water to produce the rice, the way we are producing wheat and rice, we can actually produce food enough for 23 billion people. 23 billion people. And imagine African continent holds this principle, you can produce for another 25 billion people. So we have enough on this planet, only our methods are not right. Consuming methods we are embracing. So we have to shift that to conserving culture. And on the same breath, I would use another 2 terms, economic model to ecological model. So distributing local and decentralized production methods and decentralized food patterns, decentralized cultural habits will certainly answer your question, instead of going to concentrated, centralized GMO methods, which are actually not sustainable because they are undecidedly inconsistent. Till today, we have now the milk production is failing. You know that? Because the cows, the JF cows, the HF cows are giving away. Their health is falling apart. They actually die very fast. The regular natural cows can live 30 years. These guys are dying off in 10, 15 years. So the production cost is going to be much more in the coming years to produce the same amount of milk. So all these problems I have calculated on a global level, all these imbalances. So with actually, I have not used any technology, no computers and all. I just sit and calculate with my hand and brain, all these things. So if we use, of course, these things have to be refined and much more accurately done with the high-end intelligent and more good computers and then more models and all that. But for me, it is very clear that we have a path here which we can embrace. Ecological models, conserving models have certainly got the answers for all the questions that we are raising now. And this is one of the most important questions that everyone has in mind. Can we produce enough? Yes, we can.
Thank you very much. I request Professor Aurora, if Ms. Sunita allow, there are some questions in the chat box, if you may address those.
Yes, sir. So before that, I just wanted to say on your question, on what you asked, that means that entire approach has to be modified of
Yes.
looking at things. So that means the ideology also has to change. The mindset of people has to undergo a change, a radical change. And
Yes.
it leads to, like, it is with regard to producers, it is with regard to consumers, it is also with regard to middlemen. They have to change their mindset to accommodate the model that you are suggesting, and wherein we have been accepting that this centralized method is very sustainable. We are going with this myth as of now. So
Yeah,
but this
I
model,
want to add the word scientific myth.
but then who will break it, sir? You have already broken it at your level. But then we are talking about the global level and the consequences of it. So that this ecological model that you are suggesting, it has to be propagated. I think propagated and awareness is the only thing. Because when big people understand it, it can be upside down or downside up, like whatever way we can implement it. Top bottom approach will also work, and both the approaches will work, but then it has to be done starting from the awareness level.
I
Yes,
want to
sir.
intercept here.
Yes,
From
sir.
top to bottom doesn't work, because top is embracing the centralized model.
Mhm.
So we have to work from bottom up. So the awareness to the people is the most
Okay, sir.
important step. Yeah, I mean,
So
that's
this
my
brings me
opinion.
to, yes, sir. This brings to a very interesting question. Who are the players who need to be booked for doing the wrong things, sir? Direct, like,
No,
whom,
there is
like
no
10
booking, madam. No. You are actually, you have to say, change your mindset. There is nothing like one fellow has committed crime. We are
No,
all
sir, like
pointed to it.
GMO thing has been coming up. No, GMO is
Yeah.
all
So yeah,
propagating in a very
yeah,
yes,
it
sir.
is happening. The technologies do spread fast. I am not denying that, but it is only the awareness that will put a break. See, I alone have eaten the nature's reserves for the last 30 years. I have done this consciously. That means if you have used in 1 year, I have taken 30 years. And if everyone starts following this, we create that sustainability. And it has to come by awareness. And you cannot bring it from top to bottom, because top is the example for centralization. See, top is always central. When they want to do everything in a centralized fashion. So you cannot go to Pradhan Mantri Modi ji and say, hey, no, we don't want this. What it means is we don't want you. See, in my life, I don't want him. I mean, I just don't. I mean, I'm not talking about Modi. I mean, I'm telling all centralized things. See, to produce my food, and I don't need anyone. So to produce for a village to produce food, but they don't like that. They want to decide everything, So,
yes.
So I have denied centralized format of modern day living. For the last 30 years, I have been living like this. And now, to be happy and to declare, in South India and off late, even in North India, many people are following me. I mean, it's not to, I mean, this is a fact. So that's why I'm mentioning it. So I believe thousands and thousands of people are following. And if they have started for the last 10, 15 years, over a period of time, the telling effect of this will be seen. As I mentioned to you in my lecture, that 100 butterflies flap their wings in Mexico, you will see the impact in India. I mean, that's going to happen. It's only a matter of transmission, transcription, and then transferring things, and it will happen because we are all connected. We are all connected, and it will hit somewhere or the other each and every thinking person who believes in conservation, not believes, he has to come to this. Maybe the so-called corporate people are aware of it, but they are stuck in this. So there is nothing like punishing and this and that. It's a matter of slow realization and awareness taking over our actions. So it is the awareness that is very important, and we need to work towards creating awareness, and that is the real solution.
Thank you
No,
very
we
much.
don't show fingers at each other. That's the point.
No, sir, sir, because it is like a little revolution that you have created, but it is at an individual level. So
I
some,
agree, madam. If
after
it is
some
real
years,
truth, it will
it
find
has
its
to
way.
reach to the top level also.
Professor Aurora, if you
Yeah.
please kindly allow the people who are asking
Yes,
question
sir.
and raise hand. My
Yeah,
apology
please.
to speed up.
Yes, Miss Sunita, please ask your question.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Dr. Khadar, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I'm fortunate that I've met you in Dubai. And millets has now really become craze even here, as you said that Sharjah and Dubai are now, even cultivating it. So it's revolutionized you. You are a global person, no longer just millet man of India, but I would say millet man of the world. So it's my question, sir, is I have a friend of mine who's just been told last week that she's got osteopenia, and she was almost in tears because they put her on lots of medicines and calcium
Yeah.
supplements, and she already had calcification some time ago, but she's so lost in all this thing that even when I asked her to take consultation with you because she's based in Bombay, she's like, I don't want to see doctors, I don't want to, she's gotten to that frame of mind that
Yeah, shell. She has gone into the shell. Yes.
yeah, and I'm like, there are other doctors that are, but she's like in such a cocoon. So I really don't know what to do. I just thought, okay, let me just see if you can, I'm part of both your groups, but I thought this is a great forum. Osteopenia, she's got, and her husband has got tremors. He was a heart attack patient 10 years ago, and now he's getting left hand tremors and memory loss. So is there anything for these two of them that I can?
Absolutely. Absolutely, madam. The PDF, if you have had already got in your hand, you can actually see Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. There is a protocol for her husband.
Okay.
And in fact, she can just get to bone cancer protocol. Doesn't matter the names, okay? That will simply pull her up in a matter of 6 weeks.
Oh, okay. Okay, excellent. Bone cancer. Okay,
And
fine.
yeah, and she has to get up in the morning and see the rising sun. In fact, that is the 90% of the solution for her problem. In fact, it is the vitamin D that's gone haywire almost everywhere in the world. So if everyone gets up and sees the rising sun for 15-20 minutes, all this, it's a vitamin D metabolism is the essence of all these bone problems. And we are screwing it up because we think vitamin D can be fortified by milk, fortified by this, fortified by injections. Absolutely not going to work. So the real solution is preparing vitamin D sincerely within your body. And that can happen when you take natural oils, coconut oil or sesame seed oil, 2-3 spoons, and walk in the sun, especially the rising sun, who is very pleasant, doesn't harm anything, and instead he will give you life in its true sense. So vitamin D, without vitamin D, there is no real health, there is no immunity, there is no, many biochemical reactions do not happen properly. And we are screwing that up. And that is the essence for all our problems. So let them do this. In a matter of 6 weeks, she will start feeling better. And in a matter of 6 months, she'll be completely out of the problem. I guarantee that.
So much, doctor. And the oils that you've mentioned, sesame oil, she needs to take a teaspoon or a tablespoon? Or?
Yeah, 2-3 spoons, good enough, because the layers of our skin is what produces vitamin D from cholesterol. So these oils supply the small amount of, especially in the morning hours in India. If you are in America, you can go anytime because the sun is not very strong. And no one should go to in Dubai and no one should walk into the sun. Only rising sun or the evening sun is required. And because especially in Gulf countries, afternoon suns are very dangerous. You will have sunstroke. And even in India, some places it is the same case, like Vijayawada, Guntur. That's why I'm very clear. And all that information is clearly mentioned in all the books. Sunrise is a very important part of our life, which everyone should start inculcating into their lifestyle. Yeah, and it's a very simple disease. Madam, this is a simple disease. People are making it to be a big thing. And it's not. It is very easy to get out of these issues.
Doctor, please come to Dubai again. I mean, you had only one trip. You need to come now.
Yeah, please do welcome. I mean, I will come. You have to call me.
I will organize something and you come.
Please, please.
Thank
And
you.
it's nice, pleasure to hear your voice. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the protocols are in your hands. Just you go through the PDFs.
Anyone else for the question?
There are some questions in the chat box.
Please, please, please.
Can you please ask,
please.
or I should repeat? Professor Aurora,
You can repeat, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much. One of the question from Miss Priyanka is, hello to respected sir, madam. My brother is suffering from chronic kidney disease with high blood pressure and creatinine. What?
Yeah, creatinine. Yes.
Creatinine. What shall be done?
Yeah, there is a protocol. In fact, that is the first protocol, dialysis, DIALYSIS. So if you have high creatinine and kidney, the nephrons are not functioning, you need to get into that protocol. There are actually many people who are going through dialysis have come out of it. One important technique that you need to use is the decoctions of various leaves in that order to follow, and then consume barnyard millet more and fermented porridge. Actually, it is vitamin B12, which is very essential in replenishing, regenerating neurons as well as nephrons, because they take the longest time to be replenished in our body. Say hemoglobin, 3 months you can get it up. Whereas nephrons and neurons which are damaged have to be replenished with new cells. It will take almost 7 years. So the functioning of vitamin B12 in these biochemical processes is very crucial, and we have disturbed our microbial balance. Hence, you need to take fermented porridge. That is called khameer in Hindi and Urdu, and in our southern Indian language, it's called ambali. So you replenish the microbial gut microbes, then the regeneration of these nephrons becomes very easy. This is one-to-one easily connected physiological factors. So we have been damaging our gut microbes by using pesticides, antibiotics, steroids in the name of medicinal pharmaceutical companies. They have been pumping into our body all this. So we are slowly killing all our microbes. So by taking ambali, that is fermented porridge, and we have actually all the methods how to cook ambali. We have got a book, cookbook called Pakasri. All the things are detailed, and in fact, many videos are being fed on YouTube by my daughter, Millet Magic Dr. Sarala. If you press how to make ambali, it will come. So the CKD patient takes ambali for 6 weeks, 50% of their problems are solved. And in a matter of 6 months to 1 year, many people have come out of this trouble.
Thank you very much, Dr. Khadar. I have a simple solution, if you may allow, which is actually proved. My dear sister who asked this question, you may try, and I'm sure that you may be benefited. The 3 things, you take 6 liters of water,
Yes.
put it in a pot, and then put, if the lemon is small size, take 6 lemon, cut it into small pieces, and then you take 300 grams of coriander leaf,
yes,
which we call dhania pata, in
yes,
India
yes.
also, and then cut it in pieces. After washing, put it in the water along with the lemon,
yes,
cut piece, and then you add misti jeera,
yes,
1 tablespoon in 6
yes.
liters of water. Boil
Yes.
these all 4 ingredients: water, lemon, coriander leaf, and misti jeera. Up
Yes.
to an extent, 6 liters of water comes to the 4 liters of water.
Yeah.
Up to that extent, you boil, and
Yes.
then once you keep it for cooling down, you smash it.
Yes.
Make a thorough smash and clean it, and then you keep the water in refrigerator. Every night, 1 glass of water you take, you will see the urine would be most
Yes.
unpleasant smell, meaning kidney has a real problem, and the cleaning
Yes.
of the kidney is started.
Yes.
Now you continue till the urine smell is in a pleasant way.
Yeah, normal. Yeah.
Normal.
Normal.
That means
Yes.
the kidney is completely clean.
Yes.
And you do this periodically, you will see the kidney test. There is a significant improvement.
Yes. 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 So these are called plans, diet plans, which will improve you in short period of time. But then you continue to eat rice, wheat, and meat. Again, the same thing will restart the problem. So the protocol that we have used is almost permanent cure, and you will never get back into this diseased conditions. So yeah, that quick reliefs and are all very much important, and many people we suggest in our clinic. In fact, one of the Boyer-Havia diffusa, one of the plant decoctions, actually does the same trick. In a matter of week, you get start feeling better and better. So we have all that, but we are providing in the form of protocols a permanent, sustainable cure, permanent healing.
Thank you very much. Dr. Anayat Karim, he was asking, I think it is followed by my question. What kind of solution do you have to minimize this issue for this world? That means feeding 7.5 billion or 8 billion people in future. Is this millet production are reasonable to subside the rice and wheat production?
Yes, answer is a thumping yes. And there is no other solution. This is the only solution.
Yeah, but still I have a question. I mean, first of all, I would like to say wonderful, very impressive.
Thank you,
yeah, you're welcome. So what kind of, I'm trying to say, the regional wise, like for India, the second
Yes.
largest population wise. So did you apply your method in India, and how was the progress?
Yeah, we are doing a lot of good things. I mean, a lot of people are shifting. And in fact, the day before yesterday, I went to a farmer's belt where they grow paddy rice. That means there are owners which own 100 acres, 200 acres, and they all use these modern techniques and producing rice. And we went and had a discussion, this awareness program for more than 4 hours. And at the end of the session, there were 10 farmers who wanted to shift and produce millets instead of rice. I mean, so that's the way we need to get the job done. And slowly, and we have now thousands and thousands of farmers who are producing millets, which were extinct because no one was talking about them. So for the last 25 years, I have been running around all the country and trying to create awareness. And I believe I am very successful because now I am talking to you. You are in different continent. So, I mean, there is a good impact being generated. And I hope it's not just my job alone. Everyone on this planet have to start thinking. And then if you find this method is good, I believe you also should be part of this campaign.
Thank you very much, Professor Vali.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next question, Professor Amanat Ali. Any food that releases glucose slowly in the blood stream is good.
Yes.
That's
yes,
why we have developed the concept of determining the glycemic index for food. How we are going to feed the 7 billion world population with only one millet population production, sorry.
No, millets are actually, there are around, right now, we can produce 15 different kinds of millets depending upon the local areas and all that. Actually, I'm actually clubbing them and saying these are 5 wonderful millets. And so each millet is different. So the diversity is maintained, unlike rice or wheat. That's a first point. Second point is that we can actually feed with the natural resources that are available despite keying into the global warming conditions. And in fact, if the global warming picks up the speed, you can only grow millets, nothing else as food, actually. That is another important point that we all have to realize. And keeping that also, that means future conditions also keyed into food production, your rice and wheat is going to just fall on apart. Absolutely no yields will be there. If another 2 degrees centigrade, you cannot produce rice anymore, period. Just period, complete full stop. So you better realize this physiological and important botanical fact. Genetically, these grains are designed by God. Good for us, lucky for us, that I have revived them for the last 25 years. If we were not revived, we would have lost the seeds completely. So that's how I believe there is a design, and this is how it has to happen. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's all, I'm just conjecturing all this. But certainly with African countries get into and have a planned production of this food, just African continent is good enough to produce enough food for 25 billions. In fact, by 2060, if things go like this, we will be around 17 or 18 billions. So I hope before 2060, we all become wiser and then make things happen in a better way. So I in fact calculated these small term time periods also. So by 2060, I hope the awareness increases and we pick up the speed, and the consuming culture receives the back end, and we are in the front end of the driver's seat, and the conserving culture takes over the world. And that's how I have a vision. In fact, that's what I dream every day. I mean, this is both daydreaming or in the night also.
Thank you very much, Professor Vali. And the follow-up comments and subsequent questions from Professor Amanat Ali is, I have to look at the papers published in this subject. Professor Ali, actually, we did not get the permission just before this webinar. We got the permission to share his publications and books that have been shared with us. We will be sending it to our people. So you will
please.
The next question from Dr. Amanat is, of course, we can produce food, but what about this distribution that it reaches to the people where it's required?
Yeah, we can produce the food where it is required. So there is no need for distribution. We only need to take the seeds there. That's as simple as that.
Okay, thank you. I have so many questions, but unfortunately my sound system is not working. This is unfortunate. We cannot hear from you. Again, he is asking, please send us your publication studies. So as long as Professor Amanat Ali, he is actually head of the department for our nutrition department. Is it okay if you please share some of your publications in addition to the book that you shared with us, so that we can circulate it to all of the people? Even we can upload it in our system, the global people, it would be open access if you allow us.
Yeah, please, it's free. It's free for everyone. And in fact, it is this knowledge is there to be shared, not to patented. You see, that's my catchline. It's
thank you so much.
And the problem is the centralized corporate food culture is not willing to publish my work. They're not going to publish.
They will never.
So it is organizations like yours which have to come forward and take the baton up front and then do something. Yeah.
So thank you very much. Is there any possibility of generalizing your...
Like
Sorry? again, question from Professor Amanat Ali.
Please,
Is
please
there
continue,
any,
sir.
Professor Aurora, are you telling something?
No, sir, please continue.
Okay, thank you. Is there any possibility of generalizing your hypothesis? I would say this is now theory to feed the world population and keeping them healthy.
Yeah, we have worked out in big level, big groups, big stages. I mean, in South India, it's happening. I mean, crores of people are following and getting well, and I don't see any reason. And in fact, I have been receiving. Of course, it is a single-handed work that I am doing. Many people from Dubai, Sharjah, America, many people are calling and saying that they are getting better. In fact, disabled kids and autistic kids are also getting better. In fact, they're able to speak who are not able to speak. So we have touched many of the diseased conditions of modern day living. And I certainly believe this is a model that will work. And I strongly need big organizations trying to prove what I am saying. And I am sure because many people have started doing that and all are coming up with very good results. And so I'm very confident this will work. And the consuming culture has to shift to conserving culture, and only millet production, millet consumption, and millet distribution. I don't like the word distribution, but initially distribution has to happen because people have to be convinced to produce. So I have done my part. I've gone to Nigeria and distributed the seeds, and the agriculture departments have started growing there. So I've gone to America. In fact, I have given to my friends, and in fact, America doesn't need because they have it, everything, but they don't want to use it. That's a separate issue. So it's a matter of changing our perception and changing the awareness. This technology is geared up, rather primed to be local as well as universal.
Okay, thank you. I think we are running out of time. We have several more questions, so let me just read it, and if you can please summarize those to answer in a shorter form. Dr. Reis Hamid, he is our one of the principals for our NSRIC International School in Toronto project, a very vibrant person. Hi, sir, but it has been found the patient hardly survive after dialysis. Is not there any other way besides dialysis? Regards. One of our guests here, Raghav, thanks a lot, sir. The patient needs to take care this in the morning or night. I think you are addressing my recipe. I don't know if it is me, then after taking dinner just before going to the bed, so that whole
yes.
night the kidney can be filtering by these drinks. If it is for Dr. Vali, you can now ask the question, please.
Yeah, the protocol has to be followed day in and day out for you, the dialysis protocol. And we also suggest the cot that you are sleeping is elevated 3 to 4 inches, and you keep your legs on the top and then the head down so that the blood flows easily. The gravity helps your kidney being cleaned. That is another technique we use regularly for all CKD patients, chronic kidney diseases. So we have had wonderful successes. Out of 100, we have had at least 80, 85 people getting better and better. This is a percentage I'm talking about. And the patients who are better are running into thousands. So it is working. It is working for many, many people. So you sincerely, and your method is also very important. In fact, we have also found another leaf called Bohirhavia, just like you said, Dhania ka patta. We have this Bohirhavia in our areas, which does wonders in 1 week time. 1 week, 10 days. So the same thing as you mentioned, you need to make a decoction and consume it every day in the night. it works. So a lot of these local procedures and local methods are being discovered because we have killed these local methods in the name of allopathic medications.
Thank you very much. Now again from Dr. Amanat Ali, yes to millet, but it's not going to meet the nutritional needs of the people. I think this is a good question. How it will address the requirement of the nutrition value for the survival.
Yeah, nutrition wise, there is nothing better than these millets, 5 millets. I mean, you can go and see all the information that we have in the present day scientific grain technology or whatever. These 5 millets come out on top, absolutely on top compared to any other grain. So nutrition wise, in fact, I consider that the whole WHO has to declare that to improve the malnutrition all over the world, minimum of this much grains to be given, even in this centralized fashion. If they really want to serve the problem of malnutrition, this is the only way we have left.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I do here. I do not see any more questions, rather some comments. So, Professor Aurora, please.
Sir, before I take leave, I want to thank you all for providing me this platform, and especially you, the person who is conducting all these deliberations, and other team people and the august audience who have given me good hearing. Thank you all. Thank you again.
Thanks a lot. I think we do not have that much. There is a person who raised hand, though we wanted to adjoin. Please go ahead.
Hi, Professor Nanlal.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought I
sorry,
raised the hand. So sorry.
Pam,
So sorry.
before you, she should be asking the question.
No. I don't intend. I'm sorry. I had to interrupt in between. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, just I in fact missed much of the session, and some joining technical issue, but really thank you, Dr. Khadar, Professor Manuel. Really, it was such an enlightening session, whatever little I've attended, and thanks to Sunita, she's the one who has prompted us to join. So really thanks, Dr. Khadar. One problem that I'm facing, or I foresee in this particular propagation of this idea, the millet revolution, is that while there are health organizations, where there are small time maybe entrepreneurs in Chennai. I live in Chennai, and I see some small time entrepreneurs running some restaurants, which are millet based or based on red rice and maybe black rice, the healthier options in Chennai. So one is Prem's Grama Bhojanam. I think they are based out of, they are from Karnataka, but which part of Karnataka, I wouldn't know. Yes, and there's another couple of commercial organizations like Millet Magic. So I somewhere see that the reach is not as much. So are there enough people approaching you for this business? Because I think this is the way to popularize it amongst IT and amongst office goers like me who eat 3 times meals outside. So I think that's something which is missing.
Yeah, things are happening, madam. Basically, in Bangalore, the so-called IT center of India, many IT companies are actually having kiosks. Millet food is being served on a daily basis, 3 times like that. So it is happening. It's a matter of time, I believe, and it's all that everyone has to start thinking and start spreading the word. Yeah, I guess that now time is ripened, because 2023 is declared as a millet year of International Millet of Years, a year of millets. So I hope the pace is going to be picked up in the next 2 years, this and next year. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Doctor, it's so nice talking to you.
Sorry,
thank you so much. Thank you.
And the session is recorded, so you can watch, I guess. They are going to.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
that will be great. That will be great.
We are sorry we cannot take any more questions, except only one question from Professor Prem Nandalal, who is our Director HR Unit.
Hi, Professor Khadar. A pleasure. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. And it was really interesting hearing from you. Wonderful lecture. I have a question about the children. How are we going to get this message to the kindergarten, to the little children? They're going to change the world. How are we going to introduce this so that they understand it? And the next generation and the next generation, it becomes part of the solution to diabetes and to
Yes.
kidney failure. We have to get the message to the children. And
Yes, sir.
how
Actually,
is it in curriculum? Is it in videos? How are we going to do it?
Yeah, actually, the curriculum part is not the right procedure because the curriculum is sabotaged by these corporate companies. So we need to get to the people directly. So I have actually visited 3,000 colleges in the last 5 years. Colleges where the young people age 15 to 25, because they are the next generation that are going to practice. And to get to kindergarten and then talk about these big issues is not a practical solution. So let them grow till the age of 15, 20, and then we need to actually concentrate on this age group and keep giving them information whatever way we can, either conducting big sessions. And in fact, just the last before Sunday, I visited a college where there were 900 pharmacy students that are allopathic pharmacists going to be. And we had actually, after the end of the session, more than 50% of the kids, that generation, said they're going to shift to millets. So this is how I take up the challenge, and I have visited almost around 2,000 to 3,000 colleges. And next Sunday, I'm visiting Central University of Hyderabad, where 1,000 kids are going to be attending my session. So that's how we need to do. And everyone, every professor, every person who has got this awareness has to start doing that. Of course, I can only request it has to come as a passion to improve the sustainability of the planet.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. So our apology, we are already out of time, so we cannot take any more questions. I request Professor Aurora to take over.
Professor Khadar, Dr. Khadar, I want to say thank you again, but when Christopher Columbus discovered the Western Hemisphere, there was a theory that the world is flat. He proved that the world is round. And so your research is like that. People are thinking it may not have the solution that you're looking for, but given time, given space, given the education of the children, the young people, your vision for millet and for solving health problems and for feeding the world and the immigrants and so on will come to fruition, and that you will leave this legacy of changing the diet of the world to become healthy. So we will follow your career, we will follow your research, incorporate some of the things in our curriculum, and we want to thank you again for this wonderful lecture that you have so passionately and so fruitfully presented. May Bhagwan give you a lot of blessings. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
so
take
much,
leave of you.
Professor Vali and all the audiences. Actually, Professor Prem Nandalal is the director for our sustainability Center for Sustainability. So he is also the chair for our entire curriculum for university and for the school to feed the sustainability as a course in every grade. So he is a real asset for us. So as he mentioned, we look forward with Professor Vali to have a comprehensive, fruitful, collaboration so that we can promote Professor Vali's effort to serve the mankind. And as a guest who are here today, we also welcome you to join our NSRIC forum. With this, I wanted to conclude the workshop webinar session today. Thank you very much. Stay safe.
Thank you. Can I just say, I also want to add to,
Yes, ma'am.
to what
Please.
the professor said, that Dr. Khadar tirelessly attends patients. He and his daughter have revolutionized the millet industry. I've been following him for now a couple of years, and my goodness, the number of thousands and thousands of testimonials of people who've recovered from diseases that are supposed to have been incurable is, and I cannot tell you, because I'm part of that group. And you know, he's like a knight in shining armor in our lives. So thank you, sir, and may God bless you. And we're all with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Indeed, you are right. You are true. So we hope that, and God bless him with happy and long life. Thanks a lot.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.